students, today we are going to be starting with the unit 10, that is ecology. Now remember, this is going to be the most interesting and most easy part of your syllabus. What is ecology? So here by now you know logy means study and eco is nothing but your environment. So when we are talking about our environmental studies, whatever is there going to be there in our surrounding, right from your trees to your animals to your birds, or you can take your air, rain, water, soil, all these are going to be coming under the study, that is ecology. Ecology is going to be not only an easy topic, but it is also going to be a very interesting topic. So let us start with the unit 10, that is ecology. So first, going to ecology, who first studied ecology in India in detail? So in India, the father of ecology is, or you can say was, Ramdev Mishra. So this Ramdev Mishra was the first person in India who studied the ecology in depth or in detail, and hence this person, that is Ramdev Mishra, is known as father of ecology in India. Remember the word, he is known as the father of ecology in India and not of the world. So he is the father of ecology in India. Then coming to the definition of ecology. So how can you define ecology? Now in general I told you ecology is nothing but the study of the environment. But if we are going into a technical concept or from your exam point of view, the definition of ecology can be asked for 1 mark. And that is the reason why let us study the definition of ecology. Here you can see that ecology is a subject which studies the interaction among organisms. First thing, it is studying the interaction among organisms. Then second part, and between the organism and its physical environment. Now study the definition part by part, understand it, it will be easy to remember. It is a study, or it is going to be the subject which studies the interaction among organisms. So what do you mean by interaction? For example, now we are interacting with you in the form of a video recording. So interacting means we are trying to communicate. So that is nothing but the interaction. So here one organism cannot live in isolation. No organism can live in isolation, and each and every organism is going to be depending on the other and interacting with the other organism. So this interaction we are going to be studying, that is interaction among the organisms, that is with the organisms, and second part, between the organisms and its physical environment. Now what is this physical environment? Physical environment is going to be, you can say, the non-living things or the abiotic factors. So here again two words, biotic factors and abiotic factors. Abiotic factors are going to be the non-living things. You can take your water, air, soil, temperature, all these are going to be the abiotic or the physical factors with which the organisms are going to be depending on, or they are going to be interacting with. So those are going to be called as the physical factors. So now the definition, it is easy to remember. Ecology is the subject which studies with first the interaction among the organisms and the organisms and its physical environment. So ecology is going to be nothing but it is going to be the study of interaction among the organisms and between the organism and its physical environment. So this is going to be the definition of the ecology. So here we have seen in ecology we are going to be studying that how one organism is going to be interacting with the other organism, and not only with the other organism, how these organisms are going to be interacting with its physical environment or with its surrounding. So that study can be divided into 4 levels. So these are going to be the levels of biological organization with respect to ecology. So in what format or what levels we can study this ecology, let us see. So we can study this ecology in 4 levels. First is at organism level. Organism is one single individual. I am an organism, you are an organism. So one single organism. Whereas the second one is going to be a population. As I was telling you now, no organism can live in isolation. No one can live alone. So we are going to be requiring other organisms to interact. So when we are going to be grouping these organisms, or when many organisms are coming together, staying together, communicating with each other, they are going to be called as populations. So population, human beings, a population, all human beings are interacting with each other, they are staying with each other, they are interacting, communicating, and they are going to be sharing their lives. So that forms the population. In the same manner, you can simply take, suppose there are going to be lotus flowers into a pond, they are forming ant population. Suppose you are going to be seeing an ant, suppose many ants are going to be living in a group, you see a group of ants, it becomes a population. So population is nothing but group of organisms is going to be forming the population. Communities. What is community? Community is going to be when many populations are staying together, it becomes a community. Biomes. Now this is going to be a larger term. About these biomes, we are studying now further. We'll come over there. So let us start with this brief introduction of what do you mean by ecology, or what exactly we are going to be studying in this unit, that is ecology. Let us move forward. Now today we are also starting the chapter 13 under the unit 10, that is organism and its environment. So how one organism is going to be living in its environment, how one single organism is surviving in its environment. Now for example, we are going to be living, suppose if it is going to be too cold, we are not going to be shivering and dying. Suppose it becomes too hot, we are not dying. We have adapted ourselves, or we are adapted with the environment, we are living with that environment. So how the organism is going to be getting affected by its environment, how there are going to be various changes occurring in an organism depending upon the environment it is living in. We are going to be studying that in the lesson, that is chapter 13, organism and its environment. Here let us go to the introduction part first. In the introduction part, first of all, let us study what is this environment, or as I was saying you, there are many changes going on in the environment. So when we are talking about changes going on in the environment, how these changes are going on? So how these changes are going on, we will see that. So here, whenever there is going to be rotation of our planet, you have studied into your high school level or even at the school level that our earth is rotating. It is not only rotating about itself, or it is not only rotating on its axis, but it is also rotating around the sun. So we are going to be seeing that our earth is rotating on its own axis, plus it is rotating on the orbit around the sun. So hence there is going to be changes into the climatic conditions of our earth. Sometimes because of the rotation of the earth, we are having the day and night, and because of the rotation of the earth around the sun, we are going to be having different seasons. Now we are having rainy season, before this was the summer season. That all is going to be because of the rotation of our planet. So this rotation of our planet around the sun is going to be causing the distinct seasons. Different type of seasons are going to be caused. Now, when there are going to be different type of seasons, these different type of seasons, these distinct seasons, together with the annual variation in precipitation. Now, what is this precipitation? Precipitation is nothing but settling down. Whenever there is going to be the seasonal variation, it is going to be having rainfall, it is going to be having snowfall. So when this rain or the snow is getting settled on the ground, it is getting in the ground, we are going to be calling it as the precipitation. So now here, remember, suppose if it is going to be a rocky area, the precipitation is less. Suppose we are going to be having a sandy area, the water will not percolate, it will go away. But suppose if we are having a muddy area, the water will stay. Suppose if we are going to be having many trees, we are having a forest, the water stays there for a longer time. So based upon that, we can see that the annual precipitation is going to be different. So based upon these distinct seasons and based upon the annual variations is different type of precipitations in different type of areas, we can see that the biomes are going to be formed. So I had told you here we study about the biomes. So here we are studying about the biomes. So now what exactly are these biomes? So biomes are going to be nothing but they are going to be a specific geographical areas, or they are going to be a part of the biospheres. Now these specific areas are going to be with specific environmental conditions. So they are going to be having a specific environmental condition to support and sustain interaction of biotic and abiotic factors. So they are going to be having specific environmental conditions so that they are going to be helping to support and sustain, means they are allowing the different type of life forms to stay within them with the interaction of biotic and abiotic components. So biotic is nothing but the living organisms, abiotic is nothing but the non-living organisms. Snow, rain, water, rainfall, water, soil, temperature, all these are going to be the abiotic components. Biotic is going to be right from your parasites, small parasites or pathogen or human beings, or you can take your predators like your tigers and lions who are feeding on the others. All these are going to be called as the biotic components. So our biomes are going to be specific environmental conditions. So the biomes are having specific environmental conditions to support and sustain interaction of biotic and abiotic factors. Examples you can take here. For example, you can take desert. Desert is having a totally different climate from that of the evergreen forest. So deserts are going to be having dry climate, everywhere sand is there, hot, humid temperature, the rainfall is going to be less. You can see animals, elephant cannot go and stay in the desert, only the camel like animals are able to live in the desert. So in this manner, the biomes are going to be having a specific environmental conditions to support different forms of the life. So that is going to be called as a biome. So now let us see which are going to be the different types of biomes. So here you can see, depending upon the rainfall and depend upon the temperature, different type of biomes can be formed. Like you can say, whenever there is going to be less rainfall and when the temperature is more, it is forming the desert biome. Suppose if the rainfall is more and even the temperature is more, to some extent the grassland biome. In the same manner, the temperate forest, coniferous forest, tropical evergreen forest. So in tropical evergreen forest, temperature is also high, even the annual precipitation, that is even your rainfall is also going to be heavy. So those are going to be the tropical forest. You can see the Amazon forest at the equator, those are known as the tropical forest. So in this manner, based upon your rainfall and based upon the temperature, different type of the biomes are formed. Now here let us see which are the four main biomes in our country, that is in our India. So when we are talking about India, mainly there are four different types of biomes present. They are going to be, first is going to be your tropical rainforest. So here the tropical rainforest is going to be that which you see from the Western Ghats. Right from your top side of your India, that is from your, you can say Assam side, from there to the Kanyakumari lies a series of mountains which are known as the Western Ghats. These Western Ghats are going to be having the tropical rainforest. So these tropical rainforests are evergreen, always green, continuous rainfall is there, and the trees never shed their leaves. Throughout the year they are green. So these are known as the tropical rainforest. You can see the second biome is going to be your deciduous forest. Now these deciduous forests are those usually which are going to be having broader leaves. You can take the example of your sagwan tree. So how is your sagwan tree? Broader leaves are going to be there, and during one season they are shedding their leaves completely. All the leaves are falling down, the tree looks like completely dry, and after some days or after a month or so, again new leaves are going to come. Those type of forests are known as the deciduous forest. So those you can see in many of the areas or India, like for example you can take the foothills of Himalayas, you can see that pine, oak or the sagwan like trees are present. So there you can see the deciduous forest. The third one is going to be the desert biome. Here completely dry, sand, thorny plants, cactus like plants, camel like animals, kangaroo like, rat like animals are present. Those are going to be called as desert. Example, Rajasthan is there in our India, which is going to be the desert biome. And the last one is going to be the sea coast. So the sea coast are going to be, our India is a peninsular area. You can see peninsular land, wherein most of the land is going to be covered with the sea. This side if you are going, you can see your Orissa is there, or Bay of Bengal is going to be there, coming down Kanyakumari is there, Kerala is there, and coming right up towards the Goa until the Mumbai, we can see it is going to be your sea coast. So in the sea coast, a totally different environment, hot but humid, water content is there, salt present in the air you can see, and because of the salty sea that is present, and plus the plants also that are there, they are totally different. They are not growing like the evergreen forest or the deciduous forest. They are totally different, plants are present, totally different animals are staying in these areas. So these are going to be the 4 important biomes of our India, that is your tropical rainforest, deciduous forest, desert and sea coast. Remember, this can be asked for 2 marks, that is name the biomes of our India. So they are tropical rainforest, deciduous forest, desert and sea coast.